So we could regreen the Middle East, we could regreen any desert, and we could desalt it at the same time. And if we can do it on an insignificant, flat, little bit of 10 acres of flat desert, if you give us something with catchment or a wadi or a canyon or any of those erosion gullies, we can turn it right around completely. You can fix all the world's problems in a garden. You can solve them all in a garden. You can solve all your pollution problems and all your supply line needs in a garden. And most people actually today don't actually know that. So we're recharging the springs, we're recharging the aquifers, and we're revegetating the landscape back into rehabilitated ecology. And if we want, it doesn't have to be. That can be productive for us, a theme in our direction. It's a retained time. We are extending the entropy of water inside the system to our advantage, but to everybody's advantage. So the more of this we do, the more we'll go into a reparative world.
Hello, my name is Tasha Nelson. I'm the director of the School of Health Freedom. And what you're going to witness today is an amazing new course just introduced to the school that we've created for you. At the School of Health Freedom, we teach self-reliance. I'm the instructor on the medical self-reliance, and Denise, on her property that you'll see today, Denise, who's directing everybody, is the instructor on permaculture. So what you see here is the setup and the creation of permaculture on her property.
Wonderful.
Repeat what you just said.
You bet. So what we're doing is we're replicating, this is my Jerusalem artichoke, which is a root plant as well. So it's 3 years old. We buried the logs 3 years ago. Now you see these beautiful mushrooms growing here. And what we're doing is in the desert, we're recreating the forest with hugelkultur, which is part of the permaculture movement. So these beautiful fungus that are growing underground off of the logs, as they're decomposing and they're retaining water, they're feeding the plants nutrients and water. But the guys that are doing the job of decomposition, there's my ducks, the guys that are doing decomposition work are your fungus, as well as your worms. Isn't that wonderful? They're building healthy, beautiful soil.
There's a guy, Toby Hemingway, and he wrote a book. He wrote the first home-scale permaculture book. Because in the past, permaculture has only been David Holmgren and all those guys did it for big spaces, like acres.
So you're planting trees as part of how you're doing the mimicking of the forest then?
That's right.
You're planting mostly fruit trees.
Well,
Fruit and nut. Fruit and nut.
What
You
kind
can
of
do,
trees are you planting?
well,
Siberian shrub.
huh.
Is a good
First. So around the edge of my hugelkultur mound, I'm watering some, but where the Jerusalem artichokes are growing, no water. So I'm thrilled.
The roots are really well established.
They're very well established. That's what you need.
No, there's a big torrential rainstorm.
Yes.
Do you notice any flows of water? And
I haven't had enough torrential water on this property here. The only places water seemed to go, so I built a rock wall over there, so I protected my house, was down this road. That's it. I've never had water pouring on the land. We could, because boy, it comes from that street and that street. I get a lot of water. Yes, it goes back to the city. That's right. Yep. But I would love
to do that?
to divert the water.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably not.
Probably not. We'll use what we can, right?
It would take altering the curb.
Yeah.
And the
Probably
city
couldn't do that.
doesn't-
They probably would not allow us. They probably wouldn't allow us. The bank, you're investing and producing all the nutrients as well as preserving some water and harvesting water. It's also going to prevent flooding to the house. We're going to build the berms as high as the soil is right now. Right, Manny?
If you can.
Okay. You guys are beautiful. That's what's gorgeous. I know. But the people are amazing. We got Pat and Tony up from up the street. We got Camille, though she moved to Salt Lake and just moved from Linden. She came down today. Kevin and Jason and Mariner. Cece's in the back with Noah, and they're getting our lunch ready. Tasha's teaching Mariner. Ben is actually teaching Brittany, who's dying to learn all this, and we're going to continue to learn together. She's from Saratoga Springs, as is Tasha. Here's another master of permaculture, Mr. Adam Rimkes. Mr. Adam, with a 5-acre beautiful farm like he runs.
Oh, yeah.
He does such beautiful stuff. Oh, that's wonderful, Adam. So
fact-
Jim is running the show. Ben is educating for our video for future classes to learn and learn and learn all we can. Jim, he came from Salt Lake. This is Adam. He came from Holden with his friend from Fillmore.
Alrighty.
Am I correct, Adam? You are the founder of the face group, Permaculture?
I put the group together.
He put the group together, but Jim has been doing so much. On Permaculture International Day, Jim brought 25 volunteers in Sugar House. I have pictures of before and after. This is Jim. This is Adam. Okay. And they put in a garden in a day, like
The hot stuff we want lower.
lower on the bottom,
Lower
the
on the bottom.
hottest.
The hottest.
So like what kind of manure?
least broken down stuff.
That's right.
Because you want your roots to, when they're really established and go deep, by the time they get down there, that hot stuff will have lightened up. It won't be so hot.
You like
Family and I-
permaculture? How's it been?
I love it. I love it because you see beautiful things happening. You know, it's not just food, but it's flowers. It's smells. It's it's birds landing on the sunflowers. It's bees flying all around. And you get a lot of fabulous food that's very nutritional.
What do your neighbors tell you?
Most of my neighbors love the front yard because the garden's mainly in the front yard, and it's just like a green thing with carrots, peppers, tomatoes, sunflowers.
Wow.
Probably about 16 or 25 different plants, maybe even more. Variety. There's one neighbor that doesn't like it that much, but that's a pretty good percentage. Most all like, one is not.
Okay.
Favorite.
What you did here, you sped up succession thousands of years. Nature would do this on its own
Yes.
if there was no disturbances. Yeah. But that takes maybe 1,000 years to create that much rich soil that you created.
Right now.
We just moved the foot.
This is day 3 in the Permaculture New Institute Classroom Garden. Thank goodness we have Jim, who knows how to drive these things, who's teaching Michael. We have a Bobcat. Last time we had a backhoe for Manny to drive. Now we got, thanks to Shantae at Ace Rents, a bobcat. We're shoveling the last of the compost from wonderful neighborhood pony farms. They gave us great compost. We filled up Buman's trailer last night after going to the dump with more wood. Then we went and got 3 bucketfuls of compost. The best compost I've seen yet comes from pony farms. And so we're shoveling the rest of this onto the last of the berms. Here's berm number 1 on the outside. We'll finish it by doing above ground here with the cardboard. And then we'll layer the wood that's sitting and waiting there and layer it up with composting and hay. And then we'll finish the second berm, which is in the middle there. And then we'll finish the last berm that goes out across there. We'll finish that last berm today. And hopefully we'll get all done because we've got the bobcat only for 4 hours. So we hope to get it done. And thanks Jason and Kevin, helpers here. Michael Laverty was here till 11 last night working hard, shoveling compost onto that far berm. Michael Blocker driving the bobcat today for us, my dear friend. And if anybody comes today, they're going to learn how to finish, but this is the last day of phase 3. All the organic foods. Yes. With the worms.
Yeah, and then you just put worms in it, you close the lid and you wait for like a few minutes, and I think just
It takes a few months, sweetie, but that's right. And what did you call it that your grandma did in the backyard? She uses
worm poop.
worm poop, and then you said another word. May 19th, 3rd week of rain. Boy, did the broccoli take off of the cover crops on the berms. But listen and look. Look at the fungus that's come up in the mountain oak leaf mulch. And look at these beauties. All these honeybees are buzzing. It is so beautiful. Let's see if we'll get them to talk. Just listen to that. Honeybees are... Anything you want to say after your tour of the garden?
It's awesome.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's been really wonderful.
About a lot of plants that I didn't know about yet.
It's fun.
I didn't know broccoli could look like this.
And our gorgeous golden raspberry. We have to keep opening. I know, he's been eating, look.
This stuff is so amazing, I can't stop eating it.
He likes it before it even becomes a pea pod. I never tried it before, so I'm glad to hear that. I was eating the Siberian pea shrub flowers because I thought they were the tastiest sweet things. It comes from the pea. Yep. Their little pods won't have very big peas in them. They're just little tiny, you know. There.
I would like to thank Denise
Aww.
for showing me her garden, because we want to do this out in Vernal, and it is beyond awesome.
Aw,
and
thank
I can't
you.
wait to get started.
Aww.
So thank you.
And we're going to send her home with a bunch of starts of all different things.
Yes.
It'll be fun, and I think I've talked her into doing hugel beds,
Yes.
not just cardboard.
Yep.
That way she can invest for the future.
That would be awesome.
All right. It's so nice to have you guys finally down here. They're hummingbird-sized little green birds, and they just flock to these sunflowers. I've never seen them before, the sunflowers. The other root plant is called sweet potato, and there's two different kinds, the star leaf and this little spade leaf. You can grow your sweet potatoes.
What's
you can grow
the
your
color
potatoes.
on the inside
Of
of the
what?
potato?
The potato is usually kind of an orange, the sweet
Okay,
potato.
yeah.
Okay.
And then over here, a little further,
You can eat the leaves too on
what's
them.
another wonderful root crop? Turmeric and ginger. Here we go. We're growing ginger in Utah, you guys. Because in here, can you tell we feel a little more moist?
It's cooler.
It's cooler,
Yeah.
it's moist, it keeps the moisture. So these tropical plants, in the summertime, like in a greenhouse, I can grow them all year. They're growing beautifully out here. You can see a beautiful ginger. I have little cucumbers that love it in here because it's nice and cool. So I love my sunflowers for so many reasons, but they grow fast, they create quick shade. And so that's a really wonderful thing. They attract beautiful birds, beautiful bees of all kinds. You've got the bumblebees, you've got the honeybees, and you saw those cute little birds. What did you call them, Jonas?
They're called Majitos.
Majitos. We gotta look that up.
Majitos.
They're little green. They're growing a forest the way nature grows. All the plants grow together. So the little drip systems and soaker hoses don't get all the plants. But you see, that little tropical rainforest compared to this hot, all day in the sun, no shade, the plants thrived in there. We've got Oregon grape leaf. We've got some hazelnuts. We've got, this is a hops, and it's not for beer. It's for making soap and deodorants. These little hops right here. And it's starting to take off everywhere. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Fungus. So when we had 3 weeks of rain in May, I saw fungus coming out of the ground like crazy. Show them.
Okay, so we're digging out this hugel bed to transplant a tree on top of it, and we're digging up some of the wood that's been here 11 months.
11 months now in Utah Valley Permaculture Classroom Gardens.
And you can see the water. It's just a sponge of water.
Look at that! Our sponges are working,
and so
guys.
it's already starting to soak up with water
and it's
decompose.
Cuts like butter.
Look at that. It's
beautiful.
It's really spongy. Soaked full of water.
We soaked it good for 11 months.
See, look, and you got all the fungus.
Yes.
In between there, they're growing.
In between, it's starting.
All the white's growing in between.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Decomposing all that.
Yay!
So.
That's beautiful. Drop it right here, Max. Come over here. Max. Drop it right there. Max. Come down here, sweetie. Drop the little pea right there. Oh, there we go, Max. Now let's put some lentils. Max likes to grab the lentils. Okay, grab some lentils. Here you go, sweetie. Let's put it in your little hand. Close your hand. Close your hand. Okay, now bring it over here. Woo, look at that. Good job, Max. Good job. Now put the blanket over the top. Okay, now it's Sydney's turn. You watch, okay? Step back a little bit, sweetie. Stay right there. There you go, Max. Good job, buddy. You planted seeds. All right, now you do one pea in there. We've already put good soil in here. And grab some lentils. And then it's Nora's turn, and then it's Noah's turn. Beautiful. We're going to have beautiful little lentils growing down below, huh? We're actually planting where we planted the other three sisters.
Nice.
Okay, Nora's turn. Let's grab a little pea. A pea for Nora. And you get the soil ready. And grab some lentils. Okay, put the pea first so you don't lose it, sweetie. Here, Nora. It's all ready to go. Put the little pea in the dirt. Now let's grab our lentils. Grab some lentils to go around. See, the lentils will stay short and the peas will grow tall. But they won't grow as tall as a sunflower, right? No, because they're really tall, huh? Beautiful. Okay, Noah, it's your turn. Is it your turn, Noah? Coming down berm number 2, hugel bed 2. As you can see, we're on the back side of the apricot tree. We've chopped and dropped most of the broccoli and left all the perennials. We didn't chop a beautiful pumpkin because it's got a giant pumpkin on the other side. You can see right there, that big green thing. Goes. You can see we've chopped and dropped, and we're getting ready for winter because it's now October 5th, and all the perennials will go to sleep, and they'll come back next year along with an early cover crop in the straw. And the straw blanket will keep them warm for winter. And as the cover crop, like the peas and other beans, come up,
they will be protected from a frost in April or May. So everybody's winterizing. We're putting straw down. We've thrown out cover crop of peas and beans as well as lentils, little red lentils. And we're covering it with a blanket of straw because it's supposed to freeze tonight. We're finishing the wood chips as we winterize right now. We're throwing down wood chips in all the pathways and covering bye-bye pumpkins, huh? Yep. They'll come back next year, trust me. And Cece's getting her garden in as we speak. It's wonderful. Everybody is helping out get the straw down before dark. And we're supposed to have 32 degrees tonight up here. So, put a nice blanket of straw. Got my fellow students. I've got Lily and I got Sydney. And we are planting three sisters with corn, sunflower, and beans and peas for nitrogen. But as we're doing that for future shade for our beautiful herb garden here with valerian and Russian sage and blue vervain, we just discovered not only did we have mushrooms above ground, but look at how many of them are growing in this little city of mushrooms under the soil. Is that amazing, you guys? It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? That is wonderful. We'll have to share this with the class Thursday. You can't see it, can you? I didn't think you could.
Okay, I'm at 3, 9 and a half.
3, 9 and a half right there. Okay. 3 feet 9. That's level. Now he's got to measure over there, and it better be 3 feet 8 or less. Otherwise we're not going down here. Okay? January 22nd, and because spring, it's 40 degrees out here, it's coming way too soon. We are putting more mulch around our trees, our almond tree here, and our walnut. We first put a whole bunch of mulch, added more mulch around the base, and now we're covering the ground with all the extra snow on the wood chips that we can find. Luckily up here on the foothills, you have a lot of snow still left. It hasn't melted like in the valley. And so hopefully we won't do what we did last year in 2015. Our trees bloomed in February and then they all froze in March. So we're trying to avoid that. And we got one of our students in the January through May class. Philip is helping us here. And that's wonderful. It is July 28th. The biggest thing I think I could recommend as far as growing in this heat of 103 degrees today, this summer, look at that gorgeous bug. Where you have shade, like right now, the east side of the berm on this side has got so much good shade. The sun is on the other side and the plants don't need that much water. They went for about 3 days with these 100-degree temperatures this week and they just thrived. So that's what we see is when there's lots of vegetation, everything thrives. But when you have not enough vegetation because we can't afford it and some of the cover crops didn't come up because the birds eat them sometimes, the plants, including, look at that comfrey that's just fallen down in this heat. It's really hard on them. But the perennials over there, cornelian cherry, sand cherry, those really struggle in this heat because they are not surrounded. Luckily the honeyberry over there is shaded a little bit by the sunchokes we planted right there. But you can see everybody's really struggling. And you can really see it in the comfrey as it lays down throughout the garden where it's not supported by other plants and nice groups of shade like this. They thrive much better. But when you don't get enough covering quickly the first few years, because we're in our second year here at Utah Valley Permaculture Classroom Gardens, everything really struggles. And so we need to
everybody. We got our excavator from Utah Valley, Joe, and a little nursery that we picked up at the Reclamation Nursery, along with some other plants we brought. And Christina picked up some pretty nice little fig tree over here. He's a really nice specimen. We've got our buffalo berry. We've got our Siberian little pea shrub. Should have 30 of those. We drop it in there. Woo, there it goes. In our hugel. He wants it right in the middle, I bet. There you go. Good drop. Perfect. Right in the middle. Way to go! Battle of the machines. They just move everything. Those guys are having so much fun. They're so funny. These guys are doing what they love best right now. Woo! They keep moving those huge boulders like they're nothing. Woo-woo! Here we go. Second hugel bed. Go down, down, down. I want to make sure that we get lots of good shade, and since this basin will retain moisture, the higher we make the mound here, the more shade down in there will retain more moisture. We'll have a microclimate inside this basin. We're going to try to get some bamboo to shade it even more down at the end down there and build a nice wall. But also they get a lot of wind through here because of this clearing. So until they build a forest out there, and for privacy, it'd be really nice to have some bamboo wall all along the basin on that end as well. So he's getting the kitchen garden. They're going to plant with the kids over here. Oh, look!
Such a wonderful opportunity. The school's going to love this for years to come. It's going to be a community beauty that people will come and enjoy.
Thank you for coming with your family. Your 5 kids, including Evie, had a good time. Should we do another raffle before you guys go? For the Casey family. I'm just making a nice little hole like
bucket and left them there. They grew roots all fall. They sat in the cold winter. They froze. In the bucket? In the bucket. Water? Look at this. Just fine. Willows are so hardy. It's amazing. And they're so fast growing. This is one of our canopy trees in our kitchen garden. In 2.5 years, it's grown about 40 feet tall. Infinity.
We all met at the Herb Festival, Snowbrush Herb Festival last Sunday, and these guys, they came out of their booth and they're just standing there, and all these people were listening and crying, and I just connected with all these amazing people there. I made all these friends. In the desert we live in, and the heat, we have to use lots of water and everything. The plants are actually growing better, but until these trees become fully established and they will shade everything, we came up here at the school with what we call creek growing shade. We start moisture. Our lettuce doesn't bolt down under here. So we decided, let's try some tropical plants like the Polynesians. We have taro root. Look at this gorgeous taro root. It came back from last year. It literally insulated through the winter and came back and sprouted through all the winter. And I was like, boy, are you a hardy tropical plant.
So now I want to learn not only how to grow fruit and vegetables for my family, but to do it in a way that's sustainable. And I grew up back east where water isn't a problem, but living in Utah where we have drought conditions, it poses different challenges. I learned how to design my garden in a way where the water will naturally flow to it, and so I was able to survey my plot and determine the best way to situate the garden so that for maximum water flow to it. And but
what did you design in and already put in your garden?
So I've already been putting in some layered beds and trenches. I'm working on my downspout off a structure that's in my yard, but I've got about 5 different beds that have varying layers of raw materials. I have one bed saved out that I'm going to put in the Hugel bed.
Okay.
My name is Neil Spackman. I work in Saudi Arabia. I run a terraforming program there, working with tribes of settled nomads. We essentially what we do is we take watersheds and convert sections of the desert into forest and use that as an economic base for the people living there.
They're going to be on the right. You'll see some taro on the left, and just kind of feel what it feels like in here, okay? Because I didn't get to take you in the other one. So come through here. So stay right in here where you feel the coolness. Do you guys feel what it feels like in here? Isn't it wonderful? And that's when my hazelnuts started to grow faster and their leaves weren't drying out as bad in the heat of the hot sun in the summer. That's when the taro loved it in here. That's when a lot of plants started to really thrive. And I was like, oh, I love this effect I created with these temporary shade plants, right, of the sunchokes. I can't wait until everything starts to shade. Don't you love the golden raspberries? Look at them up there. We just love all the different kind of berries you can grow in here. This is a bush cherry. I'll show you on the other side some red cornelian cherries. I've got...
The ecological part is great.
It's fun.
It's beautiful, and
it is.
It'll develop more and more.
It will. But I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, so
I'm just learning as I go. That's all we can do, right? Is just keep learning what works.
You've got moderate drought in the entire state with severe, extreme, and
our little honeybees are out and buzzing all in our little almond blossoms. Pray that they don't get frozen in the snow tomorrow. Oh, this is the Hall's Hardy. They're the pink flowers. Oh, you're so beautiful. Just don't freeze. Down the hoses we put in yesterday with the release valve. You can see where it ends down there. So now he's covered up the pipe and he's compacting it with the machine so that it won't get ruined. That's one downspout and that's the next. So we finished last night, but it was too dark to film, so I'm going to film it now. See where it catches there, comes down, elbows, all level through here. Same thing on this side. Yeah. So here is Utah Valley Permaculture Classroom Gardens, Permaculture Design School, and Elle on her first Perma Blitz. Woo! She's learning. And as we're rebuilding and saving the planet here, thank you! Okay, we're digging the third hugel bed now. As we're finishing the first one, I just love this. Is this not just a beautiful sight? Our first Perma Blitz in Sugar House 5 years ago. Yeah. Beautiful sight. Yahoo! If you had something to say about your day at the Perma Blitz, what would it be? Let's start with Karen.
I'm just deep in gratitude and manure.
Literally. Tired. And you're working on a 40-acre design. That's beautiful. Yep. Marcy and Josh.
It was really cool to work with everyone today. I love that. No, I lost since
You guys did amazing. How about you, Josh? That's wonderful, Josh. You guys work so hard. Alden family. We're missing the girls, but yeah. I think we need to have a Perma Blitz on your place. Hey. Woo! Now, you're the most important one here. Can we ask you, what do you think about what we just did? It's awesome. You like it? Oh, I'm so glad to hear. It was beautiful. Aren't they amazing? They really are. They're good people. Way to go, guys. Thank you. He's our hero.
Thank you.
Yes.
Come back.
And eat.
And look.
And enjoy.
Yep. I will. Okay,
He will. He wants to check them out.
Summer, we'll have a big bar.
We are inoculated. We have inoculated our black-eyed peas and our flax. We have our legume, nitrogen, and we have our flax grain that we will put all over the hugel beds.
along with some azomite powder. But there was so much water poured into here that we're just getting mostly seeds, and then we'll bring the bottle. Now we're putting the azomite powder, mineral powder, and we're starting to plant our perennial berry bushes and grapevines on our hugel beds. And the last one there, I'm going to add a couple more too. Yeah, that one's crossing another one, so we're taking that off. Okay. Noah would love doing this, wouldn't he?
Yes.
You should have brought.
You wouldn't be doing the plants at all.
Okay, now,
But he'd be doing the bugs.
Find where the sunchoke connects to the plant.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Yeah, okay. Once you do that, then get your fingers above it and start loosening it from there.
Yep.
And then you can
Leave
pull
all
out
the
the whole
dirt.
plant.
Yeah. You get that nice little sunchoke and the plant with it, right? So we're thinning out because we got way too many sunchokes in here. We're going to move them where we need some shade. We're leaving potatoes and other plants that are in here.
A couple of those are probably going to want to come out together.
Yeah, probably.
And we got a lot of sunchokes there, didn't we, Marcy? Sit back for a second. I want to shoot a picture of the sunchokes over there in the bag. Look at all that. And that's the second bag. And this is only one berm. You should see all the ones we dug out over there and already planted on the berms over there, because you'll see there's so much open space up there and the plants are still small, so I'm creating walls of shade up there too. So these are the largest goji berries everybody's ever seen because... Yes, so I'm going to pick some gojis for everybody right here. These are nice little sweet ones. And you guys just pass them down. Isn't it lovely in here, you guys? It's like I'm looking at all you guys in the shade. Hello, sweet Lucia. Oh, Lucia needs one. Let's give Lucia a little goji.
And they're so nutritious.
Oh, they're so good for you.
And they're so expensive too.
And so